Patrick Bateman doesn't look dangerous. He looks successful, polished, disciplined, immaculate.
I simply am not there.
Perfect skin, perfect suit, perfect routine. And that's exactly what makes him terrifying, because the most dangerous people aren't the ones who look unstable. They're the ones who look perfect. Today we're breaking down the psychology of Patrick Bateman and why the obsession with image, status, and superiority can slowly erase a person from the inside out.
You look nice today.
Don't wear that outfit again.
What? I didn't hear you.
I said, do not wear that outfit again. Wear a dress, a skirt, or something.
Patrick Bateman has no real personality. What he has is branding. His morning routine isn't self-care, it's performance, the ice packs, the crunches, the monologue about skincare. It's not discipline, it's construction. He doesn't live as a person. He lives as a presentation. His identity isn't built from values or experiences. It's built from surfaces. The right suit, the right restaurant, the right haircut, the right skincare routine, the right vocabulary, the right social circle. He's not asking, who am I? He's asking, how do I look like someone who matters? In psychology, this connects to narcissistic supply, the need for external validation to stabilize a fragile identity. Bateman doesn't know who he is internally, so he builds himself externally. Business cards, restaurant reservations, suit labels, music knowledge. Everything about him is borrowed status. And here's the terrifying part. In 1980s Wall Street culture, that works because when everyone values surface, the most polished surface wins. That's what makes him so modern. Because performance identity is everywhere now. Your feed becomes your personality, your lifestyle becomes your worth, your image becomes your safety. And that famous scene, the cards are almost identical. Yet Bateman reacts like someone insulted his bloodline. Why? Because fragile egos collapse under micro-threats.
Picked them up from the printers yesterday.
Good coloring.
That's bone. And the lettering is something called Cillian Braille.
It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing.
Bateman lives in a world where humans are ranked like products. Who has the best suit? Who has the best table? Who has the best business card? And here's the psychology. When your environment rewards appearance more than substance, your brain learns a brutal rule. If I look perfect, I'm safe. That's status anxiety, not I want to be rich. But if I'm not superior, I'm nothing. In psychology, this is called narcissistic injury. When someone whose identity is built on superiority encounters a rival, even a tiny one, their nervous system interprets it as annihilation. Notice his breathing, his stare, his internal monologue. It's not about cardstock, it's about hierarchy. Bateman cannot tolerate being second, because if he's not superior, well, he's nothing. In Bateman's mind, being outshined isn't embarrassment, it's annihilation. Patrick Bateman mirrors people perfectly. He laughs when they laugh, he nods at the right moments, he repeats opinions back to them, he performs empathy. But there's a difference between empathy and cognitive empathy. Cognitive empathy is understanding emotions intellectually. Emotional empathy is actually feeling them. Bateman has the first, not the second. This is a trait associated with psychopathy. He knows what people expect, he just doesn't feel it. The mask has three functions. 1, blend in. If you look normal, nobody questions you. 2, control impressions. If people admire you, they don't inspect you. 3, avoid intimacy. Intimacy requires truth. Bateman can't offer truth because he doesn't have one. That's why he blends in so easily. Because society often rewards performance more than authenticity. When he talks, he's often not communicating, he's reciting. He says what a person should say. Because the goal isn't closeness, the goal is to maintain the illusion. The more someone is obsessed with being impressive, the more you should wonder what they're hiding. Throughout the film, Bateman repeatedly says, "I simply am not there."
You can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable. I simply am not there.
This isn't metaphor, it's dissociation. Extreme narcissism often masks deep emptiness. When identity is fully outsourced to status, there is no inner self, just reactions, just comparisons, just constant evaluation. Under Bateman's polish is a pressure cooker, because maintaining a perfect mask requires constant suppression. Can't be vulnerable, he can't be less than, he can't be average, so he represses everything that doesn't fit the image. That creates a psychological split. Public self, controlled, elite, smooth. Private self, angry, chaotic, empty. And when you suppress long enough, the emotions don't disappear. They mutate, they become rage, they become contempt, they become a desire to dominate. His violence is not rage, it's stimulation. When you feel nothing, intensity becomes the only way to feel alive. When you can't feel human through connection, you try to feel human through control. American Psycho isn't just about a killer. It's about capitalism and identity fusion. Bateman doesn't just like brands. He uses brands as identity scaffolding. He lists brands the way people list memories. He describes restaurants with the passion most people describe love. Why? Because he replaced connection with consumption. This is the psychological danger of consumer culture taken to the extreme. If you don't build identity internally, you borrow identity externally. So Bateman doesn't experience art, music, food, people as meaning. He experiences them as status props. Even his taste becomes performative. Even his opinions feel borrowed. And when you live as a product, there's a hidden consequence. You start seeing other people as products too, replaceable, disposable, interchangeable. And this is where it gets uncomfortable. Modern culture does the same. Social media profiles, luxury branding, status signaling. When identity becomes product-based, comparison becomes survival. Bateman is just the extreme version of a system that already exists. A society that worships surfaces will eventually produce people who treat humans like objects. Cruelty becomes possible when empathy collapses, and empathy collapses when you no longer see people as fully real. This is the most disturbing part. Nobody notices, not because he's clever, but because nobody is actually paying attention. Everyone in his world is self-absorbed. Bateman constantly reduces people to functions: useful, attractive, impressive, annoying, disposable. That's dehumanization. And dehumanization is the psychological doorway to cruelty. In Bateman's world, no one is truly known. Everyone is vaguely interchangeable, and even in his social group. People confuse names, they confuse faces. That's not just a joke, it's a theme. Individuality is erased by status culture. His confession scene proves it. He admits everything. And the lawyer laughs it off. Why? Because image matters more than truth. In environments obsessed with status, reality becomes negotiable. When everyone is chasing the same image, people stop seeing each other. Bateman believes he is above everyone, smarter, richer, sharper. But watch closely, he is constantly copying others. He imitates music opinions, he copies fashion trends, he chases exclusivity. His superiority is derivative, which leads us to the core lesson. When identity is built on comparison, peace becomes impossible. Bateman isn't driven by desire, he's driven by terror. The terror of being ordinary. The more obsessed you are with appearing superior, the more dependent you become on other people's perception. True confidence is quiet. Bateman is loud. True identity is internal. Bateman is external. The mask protects him, though, but it also imprisons him. One of the most unsettling aspects of American Psycho is the instability. Did it happen? Did it not happen? What's real? By the end of the film, reality fractures. Did he commit the murders, or were they fantasies? That ambiguity isn't accidental. It represents psychological collapse. When someone builds their identity entirely on external validation, the inner world deteriorates. Psychologically, the story reflects what happens when a person's identity is pure performance. Reality becomes slippery. Because if your life is built on appearances, truth becomes irrelevant. Bateman's world is so superficial that even extremes can vanish into the noise. No one is paying attention. No one cares enough to confront reality. Everyone is too busy maintaining their own mask. Bateman loses track of reality because he was never grounded in it. This isn't just about Bateman, it's about an environment where consequences don't land because the culture is anesthetized. The most disturbing horror isn't that Bateman is monstrous, it's that the system doesn't notice. And that's the final horror. Patrick Bateman thrives, not because he's evil, but because the system is shallow enough to allow him. Patrick Bateman is not powerful, he's fragile. He's what happens when performance replaces authenticity. And here's the warning: the more obsessed you are with appearing superior, the more dependent you become on other people's perception. The more someone is obsessed with being impressive, the more you should wonder what they're hiding. When you can't feel human through connection, you try to feel human through control. A society that worships surfaces will eventually produce people who treat humans like objects. Patrick Bateman isn't terrifying because he's a monster. He's terrifying because he's a mirror, a reflection of what happens when image matters more than identity, when status replaces self-worth, when performance becomes more valuable than truth. The scariest part isn't that he exists, it's how easily he fits in.